Man, oh man, I had a pumpkin spice martini. I don't drink martini, but that pumpkin spice martini at Victoria's. That bar is the best bar.
Are you talking to me?
I'm talking to anyone who's listening. The bar at Victoria's is amazing. And here's the thing: that's a comfortable. It's an. I can't explain it. It feels upscale and comfortable at the same time, and you can get a great beer. Kelsey Grammer's beer is there from American Faith Brewery, and you can get a pumpkin spice martini that Alec. What's the word? He mixologed it, whatever that's called. And you can get great bourbons and great scotches. I love hanging at that bar. I love it. So Victoria's Trata Italiano in New Brunswick on Church Street. Great place to hang out. Great. Go get yourself a pumpkin spice martini. Also, I'm sorry. I don't mean to offend anybody. Top 3 restaurants in New Brunswick. Because it's getting that great price point. It's not killing you. The place is gorgeous.
Gorgeous.
And it feels like where you belong.
Yeah.
It feels like you belong there. Anyway, got to go to Victoria's Trata Italiano. I am not going to plug Misunderstood Ginger Whiskey. I love it. It's the best whiskey. I'm not going to plug it.
You just did.
No, I'm not. I'm not going to.
You
I
literally
love the
just
whiskey.
did.
Don't get me wrong. This is whiskey season for me. I like a hot toddy, and I love it with Misunderstood Ginger Whiskey. But I'm not going to plug them because they've given me nothing. They've given me nothing. And as great as the whiskey is.
Kids keep plugging them.
No, I'm not plugging them. I'm saying.
Pluggy.
No, I'm not plugging them. I'm saying the whiskey's great. And I refuse to give them free advertising. Same with Roca. At this point, okay, now I found my other glasses.
Oh, you did? Where
I'm
were
so
they?
happy. It's like Christmas. Where I put them.
Oh,
And
I'll do it.
yeah, I knew I protected my stuff. And so the Roca sunglasses are incredible. Like I just come in from the gym and I pop on my Roca glasses.
It's like hear that slight brag, Noah? I just coming from the gym.
Come on.
I was pumping up.
Come on.
Yeah, go on.
But the Roca sunglasses, I'm not going to plug them anymore. They're amazing glasses. Do you think Roca could send me even just a cloth wiper? This is why, if you are considering this plug, you should consider it from the heart plug.
I'm sorry.
From the heart plug, because I'm telling you that these companies have pissed me off, even though the products are great. My mud water, great.
Yeah.
But I'm sorry, unless you send me something, I can't talk about how great mud water makes me feel. Wakes me up, makes me feel great. I refuse to talk about how good mud water is. I refuse to talk how good Misunderstood Ginger Whiskey is. I refuse to plug Roca. Now, Victoria's, I eat for free. That place is killer.
Sure. That and we own it.
Let's get into it.
Yeah. Hello.
I don't even know. I haven't even seen a sheet today. I have no idea what we're doing.
Well, one of the stories that Peter sent is the story that I sent last week to everybody.
So Peter just did your work and then sent it back to you.
Well, I told him that I wanted to use it to remind me.
Oh, okay. That's fair.
So it's a feel-good story.
Oh, I love those.
But I can't decide if I'm going to start or end on the feel-good story.
Start to feel good because this thing's going in the crapper.
Okay, good.
Because it ends with fool around and find out.
So it starts with his name is what's his name? Ray what?
I love how you don't know your own.
No.
Ray Russell.
Russell. Yeah. So he's 49 years old. I thought he was 50, though, to be honest with you. I think he is 50. So he's 50 years old, decided that he wanted to go back to school. He wanted to have advancement at the company that he worked for, felt the best way would be go to back to school. So he works nights, and he decided to go out for the football team.
What?
49?
49?
I think he's 50. I'm almost positive he's 50. And
49, 50. I'm loving this.
Yeah. So he is on the football team, and he says he doesn't always start, but he always gets to play.
That's amazing.
And his teammates say he has incredible work ethic. And, I mean, this guy does not sleep, though. So he works all night. Then in the morning, he goes straight to the gym, does his classes, goes to football practice. Then he goes home for a handful of hours.
Fine. Marry him. I don't care how much you love the guy. Jesus Christ. And he trims his mustache and he looks great. That's amazing.
It is amazing. What school is it?
North Dakota.
It's in North Dakota. It's a community college, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a community college in North Dakota. Yeah, but I mean, good for him.
Great for him.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
feel like he's that Randy Quaid movie where Randy Quaid joins the baseball team or something.
That's one of my all-time favorite movies.
Is it?
Yeah.
What's the
Yeah.
name of the movie?
Rookie of the Year.
Rookie of the Year. There
I
you
gotta
go.
watch Rookie of the
Yeah,
Year.
now we have another movie to
Let's
watch.
Rookie of the Year
Yeah.
tonight. I've never
Mhm.
seen it. I like Randy Quaid. So let me just say, while we're on this topic, and this is one of the things I've touched on it every now and again. Google this while I'm talking, if you wouldn't mind. There's another guy, a kicker, and he's older. He played soccer. I think he might be 30 or 35, and he's now the kickoff specialist for a college team somewhere.
Well, 30
And-
or 35, you're still
Yeah,
young.
and
50 is
that guy
far
may have-
more impressive.
That guy, yeah, but wait a minute. My guy, I didn't read the whole story. You and I are never prepared. I think that guy went into the military first and then came out of the military and said, I want to go to college, and I never had an opportunity to play. What's the story?
So it's San Diego State. He is a Marine vet, and he's 34, and he's the
34.
oldest college football kicker.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so, screw your story with some guy playing at North Dakota
Oh.
Community College. This guy is a Marine, you said?
Mhm.
Yep, Marine veteran.
And he's the kickoff specialist, correct?
Correct.
Now, that's a great story, too.
That is a great story.
And all of it leads to my next point. All right. All of it leads to my next point, which is I'm amazed at how readily. Now, our kids don't do it. Our kids don't do it. And our kids' friends don't do it. But when I put videos up, the number of Gen Zers, are they Gen Zers? Is that right? The number of Gen Zers, and even you're Gen X.
I'm Gen Z. I'm an older Gen Z, so I don't really like to say it.
Oh, you
out loud.
squeak right in. So the Gen Z people that say ageist shit. Yeah, go away, old man. And here's the funny part. I was just at the gym, that second mention of the day.
Yep.
I was at the gym, and there were some Gen Zers in there,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm benching with these guys, and I'm outperforming them. Okay, because I'm working out longer, right? And my point is, they don't want to learn anything from old people, and this is the woke Gen Z. You can't make a joke about X, Y, blah blah blah, and yet they constantly shit on old age.
Yeah.
Now, you look at someone like me in my life, what I could teach the average Gen Zer.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I've been bankrupt.
Mm-hmm.
I've been divorced.
Mm-hmm.
I lived in a boarding house.
Mm-hmm.
I dropped out of college. I had kids young, I had kids old.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, I am Encyclopedia Britannica of screw ups,
Mm.
right? And how to straighten your shit out. And now these kids, they don't want to listen to me. You know what? I hope every one of you take the same journey I took,
Mhm.
except you won't become successful because you got to meet a Vicki. You got to meet a Vicki.
That's
You do.
very sweet. But
No,
you
I'm
are
going to tell
very
you, I want to
driven.
talk about last night just for a second.
Why? What was last night?
Last night was my uncle's 81st birthday.
Oh yes, happy birthday, Uncle Dan.
Yep. And I have to tell you, I texted the kids today. You're the best person on the planet.
Oh,
You're-
it's very sweet that you said that. I wasn't in that text.
Why would I send that to you? That just make you an egomaniac.
Well, I just want you to know that I didn't know you had your own group text with the girls.
I keep my own.
I was on. You had me on your computer last week doing something for you. I'm sitting there. I'm on the phone with Patty. I go, wait a minute. I'm not in this family group chat.
So
Vinny has his own group chat with my kids.
listen, I always talk on this, and one of the reasons I love our podcast, it's a positive for the most part, upbeat, forward thinking, right? If you come here for hate and blah, blah, blah,
Well, I'm about to hate on a business, but go on.
yes, but but for the most part,
Yeah.
And if you're here for that, go somewhere else. There's plenty of asshole comics. Yep. Now, I said to the kids, I was talking to Kathy today, had a difficult moment.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, every day I get up and I think, how can I be like Vicki? You are the best. I almost
That's
cried.
very sweet.
I almost
very
cried,
sweet.
but I didn't want you to pick on me for crying.
Well, that sounds like I'm real warm.
No, well, men shouldn't cry. We both know that.
No, men can cry.
No.
Mm.
And so anyway, but we all went to my Uncle Den's.
Yes.
He's getting back up on his feet slowly
Yeah.
but surely. And you brought him balloons and birthday cake and food and pizza. And I'm looking at you and I'm like, nobody else here got balloons. And did you see his face? Look at this picture. Okay, I got a picture.
Did you get a picture?
I did. And I'm looking at you and I'm like, how can I break it to her that I want a girlfriend. And no,
No,
I'm not
it
gonna
was
do that.
it was a really cute birthday festivities for him.
No, it's not about him. Yes, it was great. It's about what you do for people.
No.
This is my segment.
No.
Don't be a pain in my ass. You're the. And I say to the girls, because I want the girls. My goal is for the girls to be like both of us, but more like you than me.
No.
Yes.
No, a nice healthy balance between us both. You don't want them procrastinators.
Which one of us is that? oh yeah, no. But you only procrastinate on. Here's what you procrastinate on.
I don't procrastinate on social plans.
You don't procrastinate on being a good mother.
No.
You put everything behind that.
And that's actually one of the reasons why I was so mad about yesterday.
Why were you mad about yesterday?
I'll tell you why I was mad about yesterday.
Going from the best to angriest person on the planet.
No. So we deal with this business we have for years since they first opened.
Oh, yeah.
And it's a business in the medical world. I won't say what it is.
Say no more.
Yep. And one of my pet peeves is if your front desk is always rude. I think that says something about you. I do. I don't care how good of a job it is. If your front desk is always rude, you've got to know that your front desk is always being rude.
You've heard it from somebody.
What? You've heard it from someone. Yes, definitely. And I'm not a complainer. I literally never complain.
No, you're
in my life, I just say, if it's service that I don't enjoy or appreciate, I won't complain. I just will never, ever come back again.
Correct.
But I supported this business when they first opened. I have told many people about this business. This business is owned by a husband-wife team. And so yesterday, our babysitter, who's been with us for 9 years.
A long time.
9 years our babysitter's been with us. I had a bunch of work to do. I said, can you take Cassandra to X, Y, or Z? She has an appointment. And our babysitter says, of course. Well, Cassie stops home because, not to be too TMI, but she's 11. So she wanted to come home and use the bathroom and get ready for the appointment.
Holy Lord, you just outed your kid bath system.
It's not that. It's just the fact that
she wanted to use the bathroom.
She wanted to use the bathroom at our house.
Nothing wrong with that.
And at this establishment, no joke, they have made us wait a half hour, 20 minutes, constantly waiting when you're there. So I said it was no big deal. Come home, go to the bathroom, and go. So the front desk is consistently very harsh in her tone and way she speaks.
She's short.
She's very short. And she's messed up a bunch of our appointments. I never say anything. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, I had it for this time and this date. I'm looking at the card, but okay, I'm not going to argue, whatever. And so yesterday she calls me up and says, Cassandra's appointment started at 3:30. It's 3:40, Vicki. Where is she? And I said, oh, I'm terribly sorry. She's going to be there any minute with my sitter. I'm terribly sorry. To which she says, you're 10 minutes into the appointment. I said, again, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
What was the appointment for 3:30?
The appointment was for 3:30, but I wasn't going to say to my 11-year-old, I'm sorry, you can't use the bathroom and brush your teeth.
And yes, like you said earlier, like every medical place, you end up waiting from time to time. And stuff happens.
Right. And so I said, you know what? I bet you they're probably in the parking lot right now. So I said, they're probably in the parking lot right now. I promise you they're there. And she goes, wait, who's we? That's what she said to me. Wait, who's we? I said, my babysitter. And she goes, how old is she? Like questioning my mothering skills.
You know what you should have said? 11.
So I go, she's 25. And she goes, well, in the future, and that's how she's talking to me. You have to have a written note to say somebody else is bringing her here. You need a written note. And then she proceeds to say, no joke, if it was a grandmother, that's fine, or an older sister. Tabby's 20, so Tabby can take her, but Jill can't.
Right.
And I go, I'm sorry. I didn't know. Okay. Because she's really lacing into me. And I was like, okay. And she goes, we might have let it go on a cleaning or something, which they did. They said nothing. So over the summer, when I sent Cassie there with Jill, if they had picked up the phone and said, hey, listen, I know you don't know this, but it's our policy just to have a written consent. I would have said, okay, no problem. I mean, we own 4 businesses. Like, people walk in all the time with drinks and other things. And I know you're going to say, like, a drink isn't the same thing as, like, medical treatment. But also, again, my mothering skills, like, I would never send my child unless I was 100% comfortable with what I was doing. So I was really offended, but I was like, okay, yeah, no problem. Sorry about that. No problem. Hang up the phone. I think it's over. 2 minutes later, the phone rings again. And it is now the husband of the practice. Now, I really have ruminated on this. I didn't say, have the doctor call me. I didn't say, no, I won't do that. I didn't say any of those things. So him calling me back was the sheer reason just to lace into me. Mm-hmm. That was the sheer reason. So I answered the phone and he said, hello, it's Dr. blah, blah, blah. Yeah, we need a note for your daughter to do medical treatment for her. We need a note. And I said, geez, like I said to Linda, I am so sorry.
You're giving a lot of information.
No, I'm not.
Getting closer and closer.
No. I'm not giving out their address.
Just looking right down that number.
Yeah. So I said, I'm so incredibly sorry. I didn't know. I didn't know the last time she brought it. I didn't know. And he goes, well, now you know. And I said, sir, again, I'm so sorry. To which he said, well, now I'm telling you. And that's what exactly I always said. So I said, okay, bye. So then I thought about it for like a half a second. I said, wait, I'm a fucking grown adult. Like, you are not going to talk to me that way.
I like when you get your Vinnie up.
I was like, what? So I call her back and I said, hey, if he hasn't done anything yet, I'm coming to get my daughter right now.
Yep.
And she goes, oh, no, Vicki, no, he already started. Which was a lie because he hadn't when I got there. And so I said, well, he got very sharp with me. And she goes, oh, he did? I go, yeah, he did. And so I'm really just so ticked off at this point. So I get in the car, I drive over, and he doesn't say anything, but he's talking to Cassie in the manner of like, well, I didn't want to give you Novocaine, but the sitter said your mom said you wanted it. And I said,
yeah, you're very giving out all the information.
I don't care, because nobody will know. Nobody will know. There's a million dentists. No one's going to know. So anyway, so I said, yeah, because I don't want her to have a fear of dentists.
Right.
And he goes, oh, well, that's a good point. And I'm going to be like, yeah, jerk.
Now, here's the difference between me and you. But you might be right on this one. The difference is that I would want to call and say, listen, we don't go forward without you clearly understanding that I will not be spoken to that way. Now, the dilemma is, and listen, I believe all people have a vindictive nature, right? Like that time I yelled at Noah for messing up the sound, and right away he calls his mom. Well, he said no mom, right?
Yeah.
And then, of course, his mother hasn't one time since then, not one birthday card, right? Not one birthday card. Thank you, Mrs. Chait.
Well, you were in Africa for your birthday.
Doesn't matter. If Mrs. Chait gave
it is her birthday tomorrow. If you want to send me
happy birthday!
Oh, she shares.
Okay, stay on topic. Stay on topic. Stay on topic. We'll get to it.
Oh, okay.
But see, I think you should call. Now the problem is, you call and you make the stance, and you get your point across, and now you have to worry that they're not going to give you the service you want because someone of that ilk is already. Right?
You know what? Honestly, I have thought about it because, last night I was really upset. And, my very, 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 very close friend, who I won't name names, happens to be a hairdresser and happens to do the wife's hair and of that practice. So I already called that person. But
look how bad coloring job.
No, but I love the wife. That's the thing. I love the wife. I love the dental hygienist.
You could call and say, listen, here's the only one we're going to say.
I really I don't want to give my business to that, though. Because
you take the opportunity to straighten it out?
You know why, Vinny? Because they allow that culture of that front desk person to talk that way to customers. Like, there was no reason for her to call me like that.
Yeah. Well,
there was no reason.
There's a lot of problems with the story because, first of all.
And then there was no reason for him to call back. I didn't say I need to hear from somebody. I didn't say I wouldn't do it.
Right.
I didn't do any of those things.
Mhm.
So for him to call back to listen to me was unnecessary.
It is. Listen, make no mistake about it. You're 100% right. All right. And for those of you out there, listen, when you call our business with a complaint,
Yeah.
there are times when we hang up the phone and between my wife and I, we will go, oh my God. But we call back, we're polite and we handle it. So if we've handled you politely,
Yeah.
it could be that maybe behind closed doors, we said, how
No, almost, I want to say 95% of the time, if something happens, we always say, well, what can we do better?
oh,
What can we do better? What can we do better? And if we had an employee that was continually speaking very rudely to customers, it would be a problem. But now I understand why. Because the husband is rude.
yes, you do understand.
Now
why.
I understand. The husband's rude.
Yes.
So therefore, he doesn't care if his employee is rude.
That's true. And I will say, I'm going to go one better. We always say, what can we do better?
Yeah.
We're 100% always trying to improve.
Yeah.
When there's a problem with a customer, we say, how do we improve? That's always the case.
Mhm.
And of course, it's going to happen. It is how you handle it. It's how you
Mhm.
talk. And so the only difference again is that I would like to be able to say,
But what's the point? You're not going to change him. This is the same person that came in the room one day and told me how he had just been fired from a previous job. And right there, it should have been like, red flag, that you're telling me this.
who said that?
The doctor had just told me how he'd gotten fired and let go from a different place.
Well, there you go.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. Well, listen,
Mhm.
99% of the time our podcast is positive. Today,
No, I'm sorry. I needed to get that off my chest. But I also want you to know that if you ever come to one of our businesses and you have an issue with somebody and somebody is having, everyone can have a bad day. That's what I was thinking.
yes,
I was thinking of years ago when we had Margaret Cho, and she had just found out that Gary Shandling had passed away. And she had had an emotional breakdown essentially on stage, but it ended up on TMZ. It ended up on all these different various places. And then Jerry Seinfeld had come back and had like a do-over day at work. So I get everybody has a bad day. But my thing is this front desk person has been this way literally since I've been going there.
So let me ask you a question. Do you think that there's a potential that any business has? You always hear this, don't send the food back. The chef's going to spit in it,
Mm-hmm.
right? You always hear that. Do you have any of that fear? That maybe you would get less than better care, or that maybe you would have someone who, hey, I'll have to pop a cavity where one doesn't belong. How easy is it to drill a tooth out? I mean, no one ever gets a second opinion. My famous story about my dentist who retired.
Mm-hmm.
So I went to this medical practice on 18,
Right.
and I was a young guy, and I had no money. And they sit down and they go, "Well, you need 5 root canals," and I'm like, "Oh my God!" And I went back. I was married to Hitler's sister at the time, and when I went, I said, "I need $30,000 worth of dental work, and they're going to have this elaborate plan to pay it off over time." And she goes, "You should really see Dr. Marr, who she had dated."
Right.
And I went and saw him, and he did all the exams. And Dr. Marr goes, "Vinnie, I don't know what they saw." He goes, you have one tooth that needs a root canal. He didn't have any of the cavities. And he became my dentist right away. He retired. And I love Dr. Marr. But my point is, nobody gets a second opinion on a dentist. The dentist, it's carte blanche.
Well, that was the other thing. That was the other thing that all the attitude overshadowed this very important component of it. Two things. One was a few years ago, Maddie was told she had 6 cavities
At that place?
at that place. And I was riding her to go back. I was so upset. And I said, Maddie, you need to go get that. That's a lot. And she went back. And then she's like, Mom, they said I only have 2. I go, what?
Yeah, see, that's the thing.
So then yesterday, Cassie was supposed to get 2 cavities filled. And then he went. It's the same dentist that said she had 2. He looked at her and said, oh, you only have 1.
See, I think, listen. First of all,
Wait a minute. I'm not done.
Oh.
I'm not done. The first tip-off should have been Tabitha, because when Tabby went there, she had x-rays done, and she needed braces. I went to the orthodontist. The orthodontist took x-rays and said, your child doesn't have 2 roots to her teeth. I go, what? He goes, she should have been picked up by x-rays. She doesn't have 2 roots on 2 of her teeth. So we have to do her dental work with a lot of care. And I said, I just came from the dentist. We just paid for x-rays. And he said, they should have seen it.
See, now listen, I employ everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Get a second opinion on everything. I have 2 cardiologists. I have 2, well, I only have 1 general doctor now. 2 cardiologists.
Mm-hmm.
Really, I've been to 2 skin doctors, but Grossman's the guy.
Yeah.
You don't not like Grossman. You like your girl. 2 heart doctors.
Mm-hmm.
And I went with 1 Indian guy and 1 Ukrainian girl. I wanted to be diverse.
I like it. I like it.
A diverse field.
Different
went with
lots of study.
I got a broad who's my general practitioner now.
Mm-hmm. She's on maternity leave.
She's on maternity leave. And then I have my internist. But I get second opinions. That's the point. I don't listen to any doctors. I get second and third and fourth opinions.
Right, but you're right. You wouldn't get a second and third opinion for a dentist.
No one does.
Mm-mm.
Now, once Dr. Marr straightened out that situation. Oh, by the way, that whole practice that told me I had all that work to be done, they all went to prison. They got exposed.
Shut up.
Oh, yeah. They were on Route 18. They were a major dental firm.
Shut up.
The FBI raided them. And what their gig was is they tell people you need all this work, and they would finance it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Which is free. You think about it. You know, a dentist, all you are is a tooth mason to begin with.
No.
Right? You drill in, slap a little concrete in, trowel it off, right? And it's not nothing fancy. And so then they all went to prison. And Dr. Marr was my guy forever. I still talk to him, by the way.
No, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
That is one of the reasons, though, I will switch.
There's a kid I went to school with who's a dentist on 35. I'll call him.
Yeah.
Great guy.
Well, there's one of the reasons, though, that if I don't like everyone you have to deal with, like years ago when I had to go to this one doctor all the time, there were signs everywhere, literally posted everywhere. If you're 15 minutes late, we'll reschedule your appointment. If you're 15 minutes late, we'll reschedule your appointment. And there were signs everywhere. And then you routinely sat in the waiting room for a solid hour. This is not Dr. Scotty's office. I love Dr. Scotty's office.
He was the best.
Yeah, I mean, and you would happily wait 3 hours because you know that he was going to give you top-notch care, and they were lovely.
He was
no,
great.
I'm talking about a different doctor's office that I used to go to. And it's that kind of same thing with the call. You're 10 minutes into your appointment. You know, well, great. Last time I was there, I waited in the waiting room for 30 minutes. Thanks.
I'll tell you who's good on waiting time. ENT and Allergy Associates.
Oh, are they?
Let me tell you something. Dr. Paskaluska
Mm-hmm.
and the broad I saw up in North Jersey when I had the ear infection.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of guys don't trust women doctors.
Oh, really?
Yes, it's a huge thing.
Is it
Huge
just
thing.
you?
Huh?
Is it
Google
just
that,
you?
Noah. Google that. Men do not trust women doctors. I'm telling you, it's a thing.
Mm-hmm.
I know a lot of men. Okay, no, do you trust women doctors?
He paints his fingernails. Of course he does.
So on this topic, I have had all of my practitioners just cherry picked for my parents because they've been in the medical field for like really long. So I'll go.
That's right.
You know, I do got it pretty sweet with it. So it's. I mean, I do trust them because I know they're the best from what they're.
Oh, that's right. Vinny, next time we need a doctor, we got to call Noah. I forgot that.
Can I say something to you?
I totally forgot that.
I know you want to be on the podcast. I know it's important that you get your stage time and your screen time. I asked you, do you trust women doctors? And you give me a word salad. I don't even know what the answer is. Does he trust women doctors?
He
if
does.
If they're picked by my parents, absolutely.
Oh, so you trust your parents?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so if you're picking a doctor, let's say you're picking someone, in your case, I'm going to guess a fertility doctor. You're going to pick a fertility doctor.
What? I don't even get that.
So,
because
I'm not gonna answer this question. I'll just let the facts answer it. Men with commercial insurance returned about 40% of the time. The doctor was a woman compared to 50% of the time. So, like the return rate is more with a man doctor than a woman doctor.
Men trust men doctors.
He's saying the return rate is higher.
What do you mean?
The return rate. So, like if you see a woman doctor for the first time, they will not go back.
I'm
like,
telling you,
40%.
men don't trust women doctors. They just don't. That's a known thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's the rest of the chauvinist world. Men prefer men do shit. If men could see male prostitutes, they would.
Well, you know what? From now on, I'm going to call Noah now when we need a doctor because I totally forgot.
Well, Noah has two reasons to trust them.
Yeah,
his parents were in the medical field, and they're Jewish. The Jews, they know all the good doctors. They do, right, Noah?
I think there was only one Jewish doctor I think I've ever been to. Most of them are Asian.
No, I didn't say Jewish doctor. I said the Jews know all the doctors. The Jewish culture is a hypochondriacal culture.
That is very. I think my grandma, who is Jewish, is going to live to like 200. She complains about everything.
Right. Yeah. But aren't the Jews hypochondriacs?
Yes.
Yeah. I'm not, and this is the thing. Okay, I applaud Noah for saying yes because he's in the generation that would go, da, 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 da. But it's true. Okay, now you take my father's generation, older Irish Italian men, they never went to the doctor. Look at Paul, my father-in-law, my stepfather-in-law, will never. Paul could have an arm hacked off. He'd be trying to put that back in place.
Yeah, they don't go to the doctor.
I believe in doctors. So anyway, listen, I'm sorry you had that experience. I'm sorry we had the experience.
Because now we need to find a new dentist.
I have 2 referrals. I'll find out about my friend, whether he's good. I'll ask around. Been there for a long time. And Dr. Marr referred a guy he loved, but he's all the way in Middlesex County.
Yeah, I'm not driving.
Yeah, it's your teeth,
No, I'm fine. But I will say, for my dermatologist, I happily drive an hour because I like her. I like the office. They run on time. They're very succinct. She's good.
ENT and allergy, Dr. Paskaluska, and I can't remember her name. You would go to a 3:45 appointment. You check in at the desk. And you're sitting down at 3:44. Vincent Brandon, right back up. They call you in and out. Very fast. Just a quick side note on the doctor thing. You made me leave. Oh, I'll tell a funny doctor story.
What?
Because if the doctor is great, you sometimes look past the doctor's demeanor.
Yes.
So when I tore my shoulder apart skiing, I had to go see that Dr. Abramson in North Brunswick there. I think it was Maxwell Abramson. Anyway, I went to see the doctor, and I'm in he's an older guy, and his son is also an ortho. And I'm in the waiting room, and I'm deaf. I didn't have my hearing aid at that point in my life, and my phone is on the counter, and the phone rings. And the doctor had just walked in. He's looking at my x-ray, and the phone rings. And the first word out of his mouth, the very first word out of his mouth, turn that fucking thing off. I swear to God. I'm like, whoa. So I turned the phone off. I'm so sorry. I turned it off. And now he's asking me whether one shoulder feels different than the other. And I'm trying to give him a thoughtful answer. And he goes, which one feels better? I go, I'm trying to give you the right answer. He goes, it's not that hard a fucking question. And I said to him, wow, how'd you do in bedside manner? And I'll never forget it. I go, how'd you do in bedside manner? And he goes, you want a fucking friend or a surgeon? And I scheduled the surgery. I go out to the front desk and I go, he's a little rough, right? And all the nurses laugh and they go, yeah, everyone who sees him the first time says that, but they all come back. He was great.
Right. That is the time you got the surgery. So Noah, years ago, so Vinny tore both of his rotator cuffs and needed surgery for both. The first one he got, we're in the back room. I'm with him. And he's going to get a shot in his neck. And he freaks out. Like, freaks out.
Okay, wait. Okay, the guy says, I'm going to give you an epidural. If you move, you could end up paralyzing yourself. Okay, so, and I said, hey, let's get something straight. If I can't walk when I leave, there's going to be a lawsuit, okay?
Right.
Someone's getting sued, it ain't me.
You're still a grown adult. So the nurse comes in, or it was a man.
The man.
He comes in, and he touches Vinny's neck. And what did you do, Vin?
It was very painful. I was screaming. It was very painful.
It was the pen just to mark it.
The best part about it, I'm going, oh, stop, it hurts. And the guy goes, Mr. Brand, I'm marking your neck with a pen. And my wife is laughing, and she goes, just kill him now. Yeah. That was funny.
Yeah, no, it is. But, what's funny is, and then we'll wrap up this topic on doctors, is my Lyme doctor can be a tough cookie. but she's a tough cookie in that you don't wait. The staff is wonderful, and she knows what she's doing.
Mhm.
So I feel like the combination of all the other stuff at this dentist's office is just a no-go. Just a no-go.
I agree. And your linebacker, you look her up online. What's her full name again?
Dr.
Fine.
Leslie Fine. She's
Leslie Fine.
amazing. Mhm.
She is revered.
She is. And really, I mean, how many doctors did I go to? Like, the neurologist was terrible, and they couldn't figure out why I was losing feeling in my legs and my, hands and my legs. And, I had all these things going on, and you got me that appointment. You found her. And because it was me, though, that said, nobody had tested me for Lyme. And I'm like, I'm losing feeling in my limbs. And I said to the one doctor, hey, nobody's testing me for Lyme. And so you got me that. And she's amazing.
Here's the thing, too. I feel like, all right, so first of all, and we'll finish up on this. Medical community, we go in, we see the doctor, and there's this assumption that they have a higher calling, a higher priority. And for some, that's there.
Right.
But for a lot of them, they're paying off massive debt.
Mm-hmm.
The insurance company's paying them $50 for the visit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I mean, your mechanic gets more to change the oil in some cases.
Yeah.
So they got to turn numbers, and they're under pressure by their employers to turn numbers.
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Scotty is an anomaly. That type of doctor will not exist anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Kujini, who did my one surgery, he's not going to, that type of doctor is going away. And who's my other guy, the
Welcome
Wolkamir is going away. Now, they're forced, they're pressured to move.
Mm-hmm.
You got to find someone that actually gives a shit.
Yeah.
Okay. I like our new doctor. I got you in with her. I
Yeah.
like her a lot.
Mm-hmm. She's great.
And her, she's good. So you have to be very critical, and you have to look at it like, this is my health. I think we do this with all things, right? You walk into the grocery store and you use fluoride toothpaste, and you don't even think about it. You use fluoride toothpaste because they tell you that the American Dental Association endorses it. But really, when you think about it, fluoride is a heavy metal that you're shoving in your face because Crest said so.
I just want you to know. So Vinny has been, this is his new thing now with me. He wants different toothpaste and
I swear it's
and everything.
great.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And
So
the stuff in that toothpaste is a naturally occurring. Read up on it.
this is what I've said to Vinny. I don't understand how he has not had a full, very vivacious career at QVC. I don't understand. I just don't understand it because honestly, the amount of stuff that once you're on that bandwagon, we all have to hear about.
Okay, so on whole, who's healthier, you or I?
Shut up.
Okay, now, all right. Every day I start my day with athletic greens.
Yes,
I got you on the athletic greens.
Yes.
Do you feel anything yet?
No.
Okay, you will. All right. Now
But I had the flu, I have Lyme, and I have Bartonella. So, yeah.
Okay, but again,
So I'm
you feel
tired.
better. Okay, I got over the flu in how many days?
Really quick.
What?
Really quick.
One day. Say it. One day.
day.
Now, the last time I had the flu was before I was on this health kick.
Yeah.
How long was I down?
3 weeks.
3 weeks. 3 weeks. Now, listen, that could be luck of the draw, but every day I have my vitamin C, I have my zinc, I have my athletic greens. Now I'm on a low sugar kick. Low sugar, my energy's up. Okay. I take just a little dab of cocaine with my coffee, zooms me right up. So here's the thing. I switched over to Dr. Squatch. Noah, have you heard about Dr. Squatch?
I have used Dr. Squatch before. It's nice. Very good exfoliation is really what you're looking for.
Do you like it?
I did. I know now there's cheaper options, but Dr. Squatch, I mean, the smells, they have the whole Star Wars collaboration. I like the company.
Okay, and so do you use antiperspirant or deodorant?
what is a degree for men on sale Costco, whatever that. It's a deodorant.
Okay, but is it deodorant?
Deodorant.
Deodorant.
Yeah.
Okay, because here's the thing. Now the antiperspirants all have aluminum in them. Now it's on your skin. It probably isn't that big a deal, right? But I thought about it and over it. I'm like, well, why would I slap aluminum under my armpits? Okay, I don't want to be Iron Man for Christ's sake. And I use the Berkey water filter. Am I boring you?
No.
It's me trying to extend your life. But so the Berkey water filter. Now you know what I just did yesterday.
Right.
So I believed all the hype on the Berkey water filter.
Mm-hmm.
Home Depot has a free water test. I sent that too.
Oh, you did?
Filtered and unfiltered.
Oh.
Yeah. Now I'm going to get back. And I'm going to find out whether the Berkey filter, and I'm going to report.
Yeah.
I'm going to report. But the Berkey filter for me, I mean, the data is out there. It's really a great filter.
Right.
But the toothpaste has, what is Dr. Squatch's toothpaste? It sounds like a chemical. It's a naturally occurring thing that bonds with your enamel and prevents sensitivity issues and helps rebuild your
Right.
enamel.
Right.
So why wouldn't you do that?
Yeah, no, I agree.
Okay, but it's the same theme. We just believe whatever you hear.
Right. So you just missed. I said I agree. I mostly agree just because I don't want to hear it anymore. But that's how I get through life. But I think we need to wrap this up.
So let's do our FAFO. One of my favorites. We watched it already.
Mm-hmm.
He's just an asshole, right? Like, I don't, like, what is the purpose of crashing into these bikes? All right. And now he's pissed off. So he's gonna kick the scooter here and knock a bunch over.
Mm.
All right. And then he's just enjoying life, driving away.
No, you know what? He's so cluttered in his mind about being angry. That's why this happens.
That's great.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, and you know what I love about this video? He's just his scooter's damaged.
Yeah.
He gets up, his scooter and his ego all adjusted. I like that.
Yeah.
Try not to be an asshole when you're out there in life. It's
Try.
gonna happen to you. Try to be a good person and don't use fluoride toothpaste.
All right. Bye. I'm Vicki.
Goodbye.
I'm Vinnie.
I'm Vinny. I'm Vinny.